Hey, football world, Christopher here, and we are round 3, a semifinal playoff game between the Jags, black on black, against the Toros in New Braunfels. And captain number 27, he has hit his growth spurt for the Toros out there. Jags are going to get the ball first. They've got the 8-1 record. And the Toros 6-2-1, got a tie on their card. Both teams looking to win here today and advance to the Super Bowl next week. Stay here for it. Number 44 for the Toros to kick off, and it's a hot one here in San Marcos, near 90 degrees here in November. Summertime still upon us. Derek and Beckham, the deep men, standing about the 25, and a little flinch, make you guess, from the kicker. And now he changes direction to the left side, and whistles blow before this one can be kicked. And they dropped a flag, it looks like. So I'm not sure there was a penalty. It may have been a situation with the chains. 44 looking like he wants to go to the left again, and he will. This one a little deeper. Beckham will have a chance to field this one, and Beckham can't slip the first man down. Good work by the cover team. Net return of about a yard is all. 38-yard lines where the Jags will set up. Ethan, the quarterback, double tights, and Beckham, the deep man. One free high single safety for the Toros, and the corner's playing out wide too. Beckham will carry up the middle, slips the first few tackles, back to the middle, now to the outside, and can't get past the next one, but he's got about 5 or 6 on the pickup. 2nd and 5, spot the 44. Ethan gonna give it to Brody. Brody off the left tackle spot, slips through the first couple tackles, the next level gets him, and just shy of the line to gain. The injured Toro gets off, but very ginger. Meanwhile, Derek, taking one off tackle, has the first down. And they'll be into Toro territory, but we'll have to keep an eye on 7 for the Toros. He is their quarterback and their primary ball carrier, and he's holding that arm awful ginger. So don't know. Well, now they're carrying him over the fence and lifting him there, so don't know that you do that if he had a shoulder injury. You'd probably let him walk. But looks like they're getting him taken care of and taking him somewhere, so prayers up for him. Here comes first down, and a shift. Beckham will come to quarterback. Ethan will go to the slot, and Beckham will follow the lead block. They didn't like the formation. They're going to say they didn't have enough on the line of scrimmage. Meanwhile, Beckham coming across the field, and out past the first down, still not taken down, and finally taken down at the 27, but it's going to be all for naught and come back as they didn't like the setup. So play stands, they overturn it, and Brody's trying to go backwards to get wide and won't be able to do it. Is number 8 for the Toros there. It's a fielder. A loss of 5 on the play. Brody and Beck beside Ethan. And Beckham going to get it. Immediately changes direction, but swallowed up and then tapped on the ground by 8. And he has made the last 2 tackles. So 8 lined up at the defensive end spot. He's the one who's been causing havoc. Ball back to the 35. Ethan going to throw to Brody out of the backfield. Good bubble route. And Brody with an open field tackle, equally as good. And the Toros playing good defense after the long run. So 4th down and 13. The last 3 plays stalling after the big gain. And Ethan's going to put motion in across his face, hand it to him. And then a double reverse on Beckham. Beckham coming around to the right side. And now back to the middle, but found by the defense and won't get free. And a turnover on downs at the 30-yard line. We'll see the Toros offense and a mystery as to who will line up at quarterback, as they've had about 5 minutes to try to figure that piece out. So I think it's a number 2 on the jersey of the quarterback for the Toros. A flat T in the backfield, and they're going to hand a dive play and a good tackle by Chris Aravello. Glad to have him back. He's been out with an injury and then was sick the last game, and so he's making his presence known at the outside linebacker position.
Let's go, Jags!
So run, good for 2. And the ball on the ground and loose. I think the Toros got it back. No signal given from the refs yet. And it'll be 3rd down, and that may be the woes of a new quarterback under center. 3rd and 10 from the 31-yard line. 3 split out wide, being covered man-on-man by Creek. And a lead play out the outside, and Derek Martinez, the outside backer, like he was shot out of a cannon, finds the running back in the backfield and drops him for 2. correction, Derek Martinez playing the cornerback spot, not the outside backer. No Jared Martinez today, who typically plays that corner. And so 4th down, trips to the right side. Low snap on the ground. 18 there, and a prayer thrown incomplete. And the Jags get it right back on downs. The spot, the 29, going in. 54 seconds showing the clock here in quarter 1. High snap, Ethan gets it to Brody. Brody up the middle, lowers a shoulder, finds the defense, and they gang tackle him after 3. So dive play to 58, good for 3, 2nd and 7 at the 27. Ethan gonna give it to him again, and this time Brody gonna try the outside. And he has enough, I think, to collect a 1st down and move the chains, and he does. So start of quarter 2, going in, spot on the about 19-yard line. And Derek and Brody in the backfield. It's Derek's turn. Off tackle to the right side and found by the defensive end, number 1. He was coming down line fast, unblocked, found the bottom side of Derek and tackled him after 2 yards. It's been 3 years since the Senior Division Championship was won by the Jags organization. Looking to change that now. Bootleg. Ethan running outside and taken down near the line to gain. He's going to be shy. Tackled at the 11. Got to get to the 9, so it'll be 2 yards-ish to pick up the 1st down. Beckham checks back into the backfield. And a throw picked up. 1 took it out of the air. And he's got speed. And they won't get him. It's going to be a pick 6. Number 1 uses that speed and off to the house. And it's the Toros who strike first. Right as the Jags were threatening, and they've got a hole to dig out of. So the Toros giving the Jags a taste of their own medicine. It was Derek 2 nights ago who picked 6'd the Matadors to flip the momentum in that game. And now a PAT try that is all important. They always are. But in playoff football, it's oftentimes when these teams are competitively matched, the deciding factor. And a longer than usual huddle here, so I will pause things. So back from the Toros, they want to make sure and capitalize here. 2 looks like going to be under center. 12 the back in the backfield, and a bunch trips right up top, out of frame. Take my word for it. And the ball loose on the ground, picked up, but won't get there. And that's what the Jags needed, was a hold and a stop. 6-0, 7:30 and half, 1. So number 44 is going to hang this one, and caught clean by Jonah 22. Spins around and has a return inside of Toros territory. So with the Toros quarterback out, it's their defense who they're going to have to rely on likely. And number 1 doing his part on that last drive. Here comes 1st down. Hand is to Beckham through the 1st line, but wrapped up after 2. 2nd and 8. Ethan, handoff to Brody through the 3-hole, and the Toros are there to meet him. He may have gotten a yard, and now the pile moves forward. We'll see where they get forward progress to. They're actually going to let, I think, the pile movement happen, and it's more like a 3-yard pickup. Cruiser checks into the ball game, a wingback spot. Beckham and Ethan in the backfield. 3rd down and 4. Handoff is to Beckham, got to get wide, and slips the tackle, but found by the next guy and planted, and they'll give him a yard, it looks like. So 4th and 3, a must-get situation, 4:06 and a timeout Jags to talk about the 4th down upcoming. So back from the timeout, and it's Brody Brandt in the backfield with Beckham. Ethan in the gun, 2 wide, got to get 3. Line to gain is the 40-yard line. And maybe moved early. Ethan going to try to run and tackled in the backfield, but no flags drop. And a turnover on downs. Looked like the Toros may have crept over and got away with one. So the Toros catch a break on the no offsides call and have the ball back inside the 45-yard line, or about the 46, let's say. High snap, nobody to hand it to. Trying to make something out of nothing, but found by the defensive front. And the pile moving forward is going to lead to a yard or 2. So the Toros, not having all their firepower on offense, likely going to try to bleed this clock all they can. 2:12 showing now. It'll stop traditionally at the 2-minute mark. and they may not even run a play until it. Would think a delay game would have happened by now. And a quarterback run, and he's going to lose a yard, and the 2-minute timeout upon us. So 3rd down and 10, back from the timeout. 1 goes in motion, 2 going to try to throw. That ball could be live. They're going to say incomplete pass, and it's going to fourth down. Jeremy trying to plead the case that maybe it was a lateral. Stops the clock with 1:53, under 2 minutes traditionally, and the Jags may get the ball back. So number 2, the quarterback, you can tell maybe not used to throwing the ball all that much. Here comes under center for 4th down. And a quarterback keep right up the middle, but found. Kano and company snuff it out. And a change of possession should stop the clock with 1:47. A 4-4 stack for the Toros, playing 3 in coverage. And Ethan's going to look to try to throw it. And he lets one go and caught it by Derek Martinez at the 30 for a 1st down. The clock is going to continue to run, and I think the Jags have a timeout. The clock does stop, I guess, to reset the chains. I don't always see that, and now he runs it. So a great job by Martinez to come back for that ball that hung up a little longer. 1:35, handoff Beckham, moving the right side, slipped through the tackle, and now he's going to go back. And the flag out by the head official, and I think he's going to get him for a horse collar. And that's going to be a personal foul, a 15-yard penalty. He's going to put the ball down around the 20-yard line with 1:21 to go. And the Jags in scoring position now. So clock running now, 1:17 and moving. Derek out to the left, and Jones out to the right. Handoff Brody. No, it wasn't Brody. It was Brody. I thought it was a play action, fake to him, but he got about 5 of it, and we'll keep it right here. Hurry up offense, 56 seconds, 2nd down, and Brody again, left side. He's got some space, spin move, and inside the 10, and he needs to go down to get this ball respotted and reset. They'll stop the clock, timeout Jags. So 44 seconds, Jags have burned their last timeout. It's a 1st and goal from the 10. And Ethan, 3-step drop. He's got a man. Throws it high. Caught. Touchdown. Derek Martinez goes up for it. And the equalizer counts. Extra point coming up. So PAT try. I formation. Under center. Cruiser lead blocker. And it's a dive to him. They're going to try to push him across. And he got close, but no signal given. And he's not going to get there. We're going to stay locked at 6. 35 seconds in the half. A kickoff coming. So 22 set to kick off and sticks a pooch kick to the right side. One who's dangerous, though, collects it. And back to the outside he goes, and he can fly. Derek trying to get him there, and won't quite. And there goes one down the sideline, and he's going to score. There's nobody that can catch his speed, and the mistake the Jags made was kicking it to him. So the Toros took their last time out to talk about this PAT, and they've got a fancy Lonesome Polecat formation set up. Just 3. Lineman, 2, drops the ball, and wrapped up and tackled. It didn't work out. So how about these Toros? Starting quarterback gets knocked out of the game before they even have a series of offense, and now they lead because of a defensive touchdown and a special teams touchdown. Finding a way to be competitive in the face of adversity, you got to admire it. So a squib kick and a live ball, and it may have gone out of bounds. The Toros say it didn't, but the referees say it did. So with 3 seconds, the Jags will either kneel one or heave one.
Come on, Jags!
So you get the ball 5 yards further in your favor when it goes out of bounds. If it's on this side of the 35, behind the 35, you get it at the 35. Here comes a 1-play 1st down, and we'll see what they've got up their sleeve. 22 in motion. He'll get it and fake the double reverse and moving downfield and flips through. So a good play, but all for naught as we find the break. 12-6, Toros on top.
There you go, get in there!
Kickoff is a onside attempt, and the Toros get it and collect about 3 for a minute. 1st down inside Jag territory, and a new quarterback for the Toros, going with a different number 12, and is going to keep that in. Got a little running room. Beckham upends him into the secondary, but not the guy you want to have to be making a tackle on a dive play.
Come on,
that 8-yard quarterback lead, probably the most productive play of the Toros afternoon. And a deep power pistol look now. Got to get 2. And the ball loose on the ground. And Cruiser got it. Jags have it. And it's hurt up. So first down, going the other way. Ethan got a handoff to Derek. Derek going to bounce outside. Got some space, now turns up the field and leans forward close to the line to gain. And they're going to give it to him. I thought he may have been a yard shy or half a yard, but they say first down. And the Jags at the 42. Beckham with a nice stock block on the corner to keep Derek alive. Here comes first down. Same formation. And if there were hashes, perhaps we'd be on the left side, but it looks pretty straight. And it's going to be Brody this time. And the defensive end, number 8, comes down and finds him. Brody does get about 4 after all on it. But number 8 played a fine game coming down line on that defensive end spot. Brody and Derek hanging out in the backfield. Ethan fakes it. Bootleg, keeping it. Trying to run away from the defensive end. He will. And now to the outside and leans forward for the first down. And it depends on the spot. Going to be a yard shy. 3rd and a yard. Jones checks in at the top side. And definitely a height advantage. Ethan going to try to throw it to him. The slant route underthrown is picked off. Another interception. And the Toros will have it on the 20-yard line. 30-yard line. So first down going the other way. 12 at quarterback. In the gun. 2 to his side. Oh, excuse me. It was the T formation and a good stick by Brody, I think. Quarterback was under center and it wasn't 12. And a loss of a yard. The Toros walk into the line. Happy to bleed the clock with a 6-point lead. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Clock is moving in the flat T in the backfield. Under center. Dive. And wrapped up 12. And they're trying to tackle for that football. But he actually gets about 3 or 4 out of it.
That's how long they've been waiting. How long they take in the play.
See, that false start was actually advantage Toros because it just chews more time because the clock just runs.
Right, run.
They're probably going to do their false start just strategically.
I know.
I wish that those kind of penalties would stop the clock even on a running clock. That's what screwed up Sarn's game the other night with the Brahmas.
Playoff?
Stop. It should not, unless they call the timeout. It only stops under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, in second quarter. I know. It's a first down. And Ethan's going to hand off to Derek. Up the middle, and the Toros tackle him after 3. Jags going to try to get one more off here before the third quarter expires. Derek moving and got some space and trucks a guy, got a first down. So we'll go to the fourth quarter at the 18-yard line on the other end.
No.
And the Jags threatening. So spot the 20, start of quarter 4, a first down. Ethan get a hand to Arevalo. Chris Arevalo finds the second line of the defense and stripped. They took the ball out of his hands and it's a turnover. The Toros have it.
Come on, Jags.
So 3 turnovers today for this Toros defense. 2 interceptions, 1 a pick 6 and a strip there as the Jags were going in to equalize. So far the MVP of this game is the Toros defense. There really is no offense to speak of. And there's a false start, but again, I cringe at the false starts because I'm not scared of the Toros offense so far, and it just chews time. So every offensive penalty going against the Jags, actually. So 1st and 15, and ball on the ground again, and the Jags make it, they did! How about the takeaway right back? And maybe I spoke too soon, maybe the MVP of the game is both defenses, as the defenses refusing to quit on either side. So Chris, who carried the ball and lost it on the last drive, the one who recovers the fumble and took matters into his own hands and gets it back for the Jags. First down from the 12. In motion comes Beckham.
Come on, get in there, get in there.
And fake. Ethan's going to keep it. Try to bounce outside, but number 1, who's got the fast feet, finds him. And a late hit.
There you go.
Crown of the helmet used, and that's a personal foul, half the distance to the goal line, and a first down. Clock at 7:12 and moving. So spot the 8. Clock at 6:49. Derek and Brody in the backfield. Ethan in the gun. Handoff. North and south, leaning forward, and finds the end zone. Touchdown. Brody's across. Locked at 12. What does Emilio and company have up their sleeve? Formation the same. Brody and Derek in the backfield. Handoff is to Derek. North and south, and he's got it. And the Jags, for the first time today, take the lead 14-12 with 5:50 to go in the ballgame.
Not give it to him.
Jags set to kick. Would be wise just to nail this one out of bounds. It's going to be an onside kick, and 44 collects it safely. So Toros needing some offense here. 4:43 on a moving clock. They got half the field to go, and they go student body here to the near side. Got 5 guys, number 1 back here. And so they are going to throw the ball to him, I bet, on the hitch. And the Toros have to take a timeout if they don't have the right personnel on the field. So same formation out of the break. Number 1 lined up behind the offensive line here to the near side. You can kind of anticipate the hitch. Number 2, the quarterback. Last time, he muffed the throw. And he's going to try to throw it this way. And wide open. Number 3 going to the races. Beckham trying to save the touchdown. And can't do it. And a 1-strike shot. And the Toros back on top. So here comes the extra point. And it's a big one. 1 going to keep it all the way. Running back up the middle and leads forward. He's got it. And a 6-point lead for the Toros now.
Timeout?
I think so. So the ball on the ground, no tee. Here comes a squib kick. Toros going to see if they can't get it. And collected clean, perhaps by 22. And the clock moving down to 2 minutes. In fact, it'll probably be a 2-minute break before they snap the ball. So the Jags won't get the play off before the 2-minute warning. And so they lose a play there. 2-minute break now. And here we go. Ball on the 42-yard line. Handoff is to Brody. Up the middle, tackled after 4. So Jags calling their play from the sideline. Line back up. 1:46 and moving. 2nd and 6. Handoff again to Brody. And they've got a flag. And a big shot there from the linebacker, and they'll stop the clock while they talk about the flag.
That's how they do it.
So the chains inadvertently moved. They kind of guessed to set them back, so it leaves about a 2nd and a 1.5 yards. Here comes a quad formation. And Ethan looking to throw backside. He's got a man. 43. And tackled in the secondary, a first down. And a temporary stop of the clock to reset the chains with 1:17. So clock starts, 1:14, first down on about the 35-yard line. Going in, Ethan, handoff is to Derek. And a horse tackle and spun around for a 15-yard personal foul penalty, and it stops the clock. So that's a big deal, as it's just like a 15-yard chunk play and a pause the clock. So spot the 22, 58 seconds to go. Beckham comes in to wildcat this. Low snap. Beckham's got to go down and trying to go outside and tackled, and he loses the ball, and he says he was down. But the clock's going to keep moving, and the Jags need to set back up. And now they call a timeout to stop it. So the Jags, out of the timeout here, got to decide what they want to do. They got 46 seconds. They've got 2nd, 3rd, and 4th down to use. Incomplete passes will stop the clock. And that's probably your best friend. Even though Brody and Derek are productive in 7, 8-yard chunk plays. Ethan going to throw this one high, but it's hung again. And incomplete, and a day saver for the Jags. It stops the clock with 37 seconds. The Toros saying they watched the game film from 2 nights ago against the Matadors. They're going to throw it to number 2. Number 1's going to play over the top of him in that safety spot. They're actually looking for Jones. That ball hung up and incomplete again. 31 seconds, and now 4th down, and you got to get 13.
Let's go, Jags!
So 4th down, here's your ball game. 30 seconds to go. Ethan Gonna run. He's got to get the first down, and he won't. And that's how this ball game will end. Barring some kind of a fumble, 18 seconds, the clock running. It won't stop on. No, they're going to put 21 on it. Change of possession. And so they will just run the clock from here. Jags fall 20-14, and they'll play Sunday in the third place game. A great season, still something to play for, but not how they wanted this one to go. We'll see you next weekend.